international.
Okay, they are connected now. So good afternoon everyone at JCDM College of Engineering Sirsa, IET Albert, Sai International Jaipur, and friends, we have reassembled after the morning session which has been planned now from 2 to 4, and I take this opportunity to extend very warm welcome to the panelists from the industry and also the participants to this program, that is instructional planning program. So first of all, I would request uh, JCDM College of Engineering. They have invited industry personnel, so kindly ma'am, if you can introduce the industry person who is with us as panelist in this session. Over to JCDM. जी मैम.
मैम पहले साइन इंटरनेशनल से पूछ ली थी.
नहीं जी, पहले क्योंकि JCDM में पूछ, उन्होंने मैं अनाउंस करता हूँ, पूछना नहीं है.
मैडम है नहीं मैम, वो पता नहीं.
यार JCDM है.
मैम नहीं, उन्हें शो नहीं हो रहा है.
नहीं, but the first one to join the office कैसे?
मैडम बीच डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया, मुझे लग रहा है नेट स्पीड का. हेलो, हाँ जी हाँ जी सर, कर लीजिए ज्वाइन. मैडम ये साइन वाला
JCDM कितने है?
मैडम है नहीं अभी.
ये हुआ भी है.
मैडम डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए, दोबारा कनेक्ट हो गए. मैडम नहीं, साइन वाले हैं मैडम. साइन
Okay, if Sign International we have received the industry panelists, so I would
yes आपसे नेक्स्ट है ये मेन इसके प्रोग्राम कोऑर्डिनेटर.
जी लोकल कोऑर्डिनेटर panelists.
बोल भी कितने मेंबर्स आपके पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं, कहाँ है वो? पैनल डिस्कशन है.
Can I know whether we have invited somebody from the industry? Sign International.
सर आप टीम व्यूअर की आईडी पासवर्ड मुझे सेंड कर दीजिए.
वो ऐसी किसी की कर रहे हो तो सारे इंटरेक्ट
नहीं मैम है गया, वो पता नहीं सुन ही नहीं रहा कि.
Sign International, are you getting my voice?
मैडम उन्होंने वो लगाया हुआ है, स्पीकर बंद कर रखे हैं.
बस स्पीकर ऑन कीजिए, ये हेडसेट छोड़ दीजिए. बस हेडसेट उतार के यूज द इंटरनल माइक एंड देन काइंडली स्पीक. हेलो सर, वी आर नॉट गेटिंग योर ऑडियो. हेलो
मैडम माइक ऑन है.
हेलो
हाँ जी, नाउ इट इज ओके सर. हेलो साइन इंटरनेशनल. From the internal mic rather than using the headset.
बोलने तो यहाँ से माइक काम नहीं कर रहा था.
मैडम उन्होंने पता क्या किया, जो कान में लगाने वाले स्पीकर बंद रखे हैं अपने और वो हेडसेट लगाए.
नहीं वो JCDM कितने क्या मैं तो पूछ रही हूं.
मैडम उन्होंने नेट स्पीड बहुत घट है, वो पता नहीं बीच डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाते फिर ज्वाइन कर लेंगे.
TTC जोधपुर में वो भी सुन रहे.
हेलो
हेलो हेलो हेलो सर. सर आप ना स्पीकर, आपको आवाज सुन नहीं रही हमारी?
स्पीकर आपकी आवाज आ रही है, हमारी आवाज आप तक नहीं पहुंच रही शायद.
सर आपकी आवाज बिल्कुल पहुंच रही है, आप रिप्लाई करें अभी.
So good afternoon and kindly let me know, have we invited an industry personnel?
हेलो
हाँ जी बोलिए सर, अब you are audible. Kindly introduce the industry person.
With us, there is one retired chief engineer from civil engineering, Mr. B.L. Gupta, sir.
Okay. So, sir, on behalf of National Institute of Technical Education and Research, we extend a very warm welcome to you to the panel discussion and hope that it will be a very fruitful interaction between you and the audience.
हाँ जी हाँ जी
Now, friends, I will, in the
नहीं नहीं
meantime, the
पासवर्ड
other
261
centers
है
are likely to connect. But I would like to take the
आईडी इसकी
initiative
14
to
है
start with that the theme of the panel
आईडी
discussion
14
is expectations of industry from technical graduates and implications for technical education. Friends, we all know that technical education has shown nominal expansion over the last 2 decades. At present, there are 81 centrally funded institutions, 8,562 degree level institutions, 3,524 diploma level institutions offering programs in engineering and technology, hotel management, pharmacy, etc. And the intake capacity of these degree level institutions and diploma level institutions combined together is around 34 lakh. So it is a massive system of technical education in place, and we are producing a large number of graduates each year, and the number is somewhere between 8 to 10 lakhs. And the quality of technical education is the major concern of the stakeholders, whether they are policymakers, they are the teachers, they are the students, or industry personnel, or the society. The curriculum, the instructional processes, the quality of feedback, the interaction with world of work, they are all under severe criticism. And all these are indicated in the quality of output. The output from the system is having a low acceptability in the eyes of the world of work. And there have been number of studies which have been carried out, and I'll be referring only to 3 studies which are important from my point of view. One, one survey which was taken up in the year 2005. It was NASSCOM and McKinsey Global Institute which took up the survey, and the survey indicated that only 25% of the graduates, they are employable. Majority of the students were not found to be employable, and the reason was the skill set which we were able to develop among our graduates, that was different from the skills expected of the graduates from the technical education system. But this particular study had a delimitation that it was restricted to multinational companies only. And then another important study has been taken up by Aspiring Minds Assessment Private Limited in 2010, and this was with respect to national employability study. And here they conducted an computer aptitude test, and the computer aptitude test focused on English communication, quantitative skills, problem solving skills, and computer science and programming skills. 45,000 students, they took the examination and this aptitude test, and this test was primarily for the ITES sector, and the analysis indicated that most of the students, that is 38% of the students, they were found fit for employability in the business process outsourcing sector. And we also see that many of our students, they are joining call centers after completion of the studies. 26% was found to be fit for technical support services, 18% for IT service, and 9% for the knowledge process outsourcing, and less than 5%, that is only 4% of the students, they were found fit to be employable in the IT product sector. So you can see that degree holders, they need to go into IT product sector, but they are not acceptable to the IT product sector also. And it was also highlighted by the survey that if no training is provided, then 62% of these candidates will not be fit for employability. So 62% are employable only when they are provided training in the problem solving and the soft skills. And then the students who were found to be fit for employable, they were primarily from the tier 2 campuses. When I say tier 2 campuses, means leaving aside the top 100 campuses in the country based upon the ratings on certain criteria, they were found to be fit for employability. But the companies, they do not prefer to go to tier 2 campuses because they have to spend more time and more money to hire people from the tier 2 campuses. So they restrict themselves to tier 1 campuses or the top 100 campuses, and thus they are not able to find many students for employability. And when it comes to the gaps, significant gaps were existing between the students from top 100 campuses and other campuses. And these gaps were found in the area of computer programming skills, English, communication, logical and quantitative ability. And the gap was the highest in case of quantitative abilities. So the reason, they tried to give a reason for this, and they found that the reason was not that 100 top 100 campuses, they were doing something extra. Their instructional processes were better. No, they said the quality of input the top 100 campuses receive, that is much more better than the quality of input received by tier 2 campuses. So the reason was tier 2 campuses are receiving students of lower quality. Then it was found that MCA student has great potential for the IT product sector. They are very good as far as computer programming skills are concerned. But when it comes to the skills like English, logical and quantitative ability, the technical graduates, the engineers, they were found to be better than the MCA students. So these were some of the major findings of the study, which was based upon computer aptitude test. And the third survey I'm going to share with you is taken up by the World Bank Education Group. Now this particular group had taken this survey in collaboration with National Project Implementation Unit and FICCI in the country. 157 employers, they replied to the questionnaire. Then employers were also interviewed. So there were a number of skills which were specified by the employers, and the factor analysis which was carried out, it categorized the whole skill set into three. One was the core employability skills. Core employability skills included skills like integrity, self-discipline, self-motivation, entrepreneurial skills, ability to work in teams, and also willingness to learn and flexibility. The second set of skills was categorized or named as professional skills. Professional means which are related to technical knowledge and skill. So ability to identify problems, ability to solve those technical problems, ability to design system components or the tools, machinery, equipment, and ability to apply the learned knowledge in mathematics, science and engineering. These were primarily a part of the professional skills. Then the third set of skills was labeled as communication skills. So communication skills included both written communication, oral communication, as well as ability to write reports for the laboratory experiments which were carried out, and computer skills were also considered to be a part of communication skills. So they try to divide the whole skill set into three: core employability skills, professional skills, and communication skills. And it was highlighted by the survey that the employers, they rate core employability skills to be more important than the professional and the communication skills. But when you combine core employability skills and communication skills combined together, they referred it to as soft skills. So they said soft skills are more important than the professional skills. And this is what the industry expects, that our students, they should have technical knowledge and skill, but in addition to that, they should have host of generic skills. And what the survey indicated, that the skills desired of the students varied from sector to sector, from large to medium and to small industry. What large scale industry requires and what the IT product sector requires is creativity on the part of the student, because they want to add value to the products and services. But what is expected in the medium scale industry and the small scale industry, these are soft skills. More focus was on soft skills. So these were the findings of the survey. In addition to that, one more important finding was that our technical graduates, they have the ability, lower level abilities of remembering and understanding. But when it comes to ability to analyze, ability to evaluate, ability to create, our students are not possessing these capabilities. So what is the need is that we need to focus more on developing higher level abilities among our students. And then at this institute, since 2012, September 2012, we have organized almost 42 panel discussions on the same theme, that is expectations of industry from technical graduates. And we try to invite industry personnel from varied industries, and these included automobile, infrastructure, construction, pharmaceutical, biotechnology, electronics, manufacturing, and service sector. Now, when these people deliberated on the issues related to the major conclusions which can be drawn on the basis of the deliberations, the very first drawback which was pointed out was that our students lack fundamental knowledge in their respective technical discipline. A student of civil engineering fails to give specification of a brick, is not able to even name the technology which is being used for construction these days, and was not familiar with the kind of materials used. A student from electronics failed to explain the basic concepts of diode, capacitors, and so on. And they were also unable to give description of the machinery, equipment, and tools used in the laboratories. Now, this is a major drawback which every industry personnel pointed out, that they lack fundamental knowledge which should be very strong in the graduates. Then it was pointed out that our students also lack knowledge about the current developments in the discipline. One thing, another, current developments in the field of technology. Now, the reason given by the industry personnel was that our teachers who are working in the system, they themselves many a times do not possess the current knowledge in the subject, or they lack current knowledge of the technological development. So that may be the reason why the current knowledge is not available with the students. Then they were unanimous when they pointed out that we are students, whether they are degree holder or diploma holder, both of them, they are lacking practical skills. They are not confident of handling the practical work. They are not able to execute the projects independently. They look for step-by-step guidelines from the senior or the superior, and thus they are not able to carry out independently the practical work assigned to them. And another was that our students fail to interpret the engineering drawings. Because for engineers, it is must to have the capability to read the engineering drawing. So what employers pointed out, that they cannot read and interpret the engineering drawings. And as said earlier, they lack higher level ability to analyze. They are not having the ability to work in teams. And at present, the industry require people who can work in teams, because the projects which are taken by the industry, they are given in a team, and these teams may be multidisciplinary teams, or these teams may be cross-functional teams. So every student needs to acquire the ability to work in teams, and this needs to be developed by the technical institutions. Then when it comes to willingness to learn, their grudge was against degree holders. They said diploma holders are willing to learn. They, anything you give to them, they say whatever you tell them, they would like to learn and pick up those areas. But degree holders think they have learned everything at the college and they need not be given any kind of learning. Communication skills, they have been found to be lacking. Students are not able to communicate in English, but the employer said even if they, when they are asked to express themselves in their mother tongue, even then the students fail to express themselves. So they had this problem that students are unable to express orally as well as in written form. Then any industry would require people who can manage men, machine and material. So managerial skills ought to be acquired by the student. At present, no exposure is provided whereby the students can acquire this management skill. So that was another drawback pointed out. Then creativity, as I said, industry is looking for the people who can add value to the product and services. That has been found lacking, and students are unable to give out of the box solution to the problems. They only can think rationally, logically, but when it comes to thinking of a novel solution, they are unable to do that. Then it was pointed out that our students, they don't possess the positive attitude towards work. Majority of the students, they opt for ITES sector, and they don't prefer to join their core branches of engineering. An electrical engineer who has undergone a study of for 4 years, he doesn't go for electrical engineering job. He also prefers IT job. A person likewise mechanical engineer or a civil engineer, they also prefer a job in the IT sector. So core engineering industry, they are feeling the pinch of the shortage of trained manpower more than the other sector. Then as far as the commitment of the people is concerned, one of the studies has pointed out that the stability of a new entrant to the industry is less than 8 months. Maximum stay is 8 months, and they shift one job to another, or they leave the job and go to another industry. And as far as the value system is concerned, it is a phenomena which is existing in the society. Our students have become too materialistic. They are more concerned about the package. They are not concerned about the responsibilities, the work which they need to carry out. They are not bothered what they need to learn to remain current, but more concerned about how much money we are likely to get. This is the scenario which is existing, and these are some of the drawbacks which we could draw as a conclusion on the basis of 42 panel discussions. Then panelists, they have given certain suggestions, and according to them, the whole system of technical education requires revamping. The curriculum in vogue is in many cases obsolete. We are still teaching those things which have become obsolete in the world of work. So they were of the opinion that curriculum revision should be taken on a continuous basis. At times, 5 to 7 years are taken to revise the curriculum. So what is needed is the change is at a very rapid pace as far as technological changes are concerned, discipline changes are concerned. So every 2 to 3 years, the curriculum needs to be revised. In addition to that, if somebody can forecast the changes, after 4 or 5 years, what is the technology that will be in place? If you have that kind of forecasting done, then such curriculum can be designed, which when the student go out from the system, they'll be acceptable to the world of work. So we have to look into how can we design a curriculum which reflect the requirements of the industry. At the same time, it reflects the changes which are taking place in the technology, in the socio-cultural environment of the country. Then greater flexibility that needs to be built into the course offerings. At present, you have number of options or specializations given to the students. But maybe due to paucity of human resources, and other resources, you are not able to offer all the specializations in the technical institution. So the specializations are important from the world of work. So what is needed is the institutions must strengthen their human resources, the laboratories and the workshops, and offer specializations which are actually accepted by the world of work. Then industry personnel, they need to be involved in the design of the program. Many of the good institutions have representation from the industry on their board of studies, the autonomous institution. The university board of studies also have representation from the industry. And when we design curriculum for the diploma level courses, we also involve industry personnel. But at the university and the board of studies, the main difficulty experienced is, though there is representation, very few of the industry personnel, they attend the board of studies meeting. So what happens? They are not able to air their views, so their needs do not get reflected. So it should be a system whereby it is ensured that industry personnel is involved in the process of designing the curricula. And for that, robust system of feedback also need to be evolved. An institution should take the feedback from the alumni of the institute, from the industry personnel where the graduates are working, and then that feedback must be used to design the curricula. That will certainly increase or enhance the relevance of our curricula for various programs. Then it was pointed out that the instructional processes at present, which are in vogue in technical institutions, they are more teacher-centered or teacher-centric. All of us use lecture method. Lecture method is only useful if we have to give the information. We need to explain the concepts and theories. But if we really want to develop ability to analyze, ability to create, then we have to look for some other methods. We cannot depend upon the lecture method. And in addition to that, you are also aiming to develop certain soft skills. So we need to change our focus from teacher-centered method to student-centered method, where we can ensure active involvement of the students. And these methods can be seminar, group discussion, brainstorming, collaboration, then problem-based, project-based learning. These methods give you opportunity to develop these soft skills and higher level abilities among the students. So teachers should reflect what needs to be changed in the instructional processes. And as I said earlier, industry is looking for the people who can work in teams. So that culture needs to be created in the classroom situation. More and more activities, they need to be such which give an opportunity to work in teams. And the teacher must ensure that individual responsibility is fixed for the student. So A works, then B works, then C works, then D works. So interdependence is created, and then people will be able to acquire the ability to work in teams. So they'll be good team players. Then again, it was referred when it comes to practical work, students lack the practical skills. The main reason is we are not organizing the practical work as per the curricular requirements. Barring computer science and engineering, I would say 40 to 60% of the practical work is carried out. And adequate practice is not provided to the students to acquire the skills. So we must ensure that whatever practical is included in the curriculum, that must be organized at the institute level, and then training on the latest softwares which are available, electrical, electronics, mechanical, computer science, whatever latest softwares have been there, they must be used. Now at present a course which is going on, LabVIEW, this is one which is very useful for the electrical engineering or the computer science or the mechanical, or maybe you have other softwares. So that training needs to be provided to the students, and then their employability can be enhanced. Then this would require that whatever laboratories, workshops we have, there they are strengthened. We should have adequate number of machinery, equipment and tools to organize the practical work, and provides training to our students independently on those machinery, equipment and tools. Then teachers themselves, they need to undergo training in the industry, or they need to acquire the proficiency in doing the practical work by learning from the people who are more proficient than them. That person may be a technician, that person may be a person sitting on the roadside repairing a vehicle, repairing a mobile or so on. So teachers should be open to gather the experience and do justice to the practical work. Then it was pointed out that the project work which is carried out by the students, the problems which are selected for the project work, they are not the live problems faced by the industry. They are the problems which have already been worked out. Repetition is there, novelty is not missing when project work is taken up, and it doesn't contribute anything to the industry or the society. So a data bank needs to be created at the institute level, and students should be able to select a problem from that data bank which is the live problem of the industry, and thereby they can help finding solution to the problems and contributing something to improving the quality of life of the people or increasing the efficiency and effectiveness of the industry. Then it was said professional ethics and values, they need to be imbibed among the students. For that, different types of co-curricular experiences need to be created. You cannot actually develop professional ethics by teaching a subject. So you need to think of what kind of experience need to be organized so that my student acquires the professional ethics and values. Then coming to industrial training, at present it is left to students on their own. Students try to identify the company. They say they bring a certificate, they have undergone a industrial training, and many of us, we know that actually it is not happened. Student is only reporting on the first day, going on the last day, bringing a certificate, or if they even go to the industry, they are not involved in the actual ongoing processes. They are only the observers. So what is needed is that we should have a structured industrial training. And before a student goes to training, we must know which industry he is going, what type of industry is there, what will be the expected learning on the part of the student. So a workbook can be prepared, which can be handed over to the students, and while they come back, they try to answer the questions, solve the problems which will have been enlisted in the workbook. The responsibility must be owned by the technical institutions, and faculty must make sure that they at least go twice or thrice to the industry where the students are getting the training. Now this will strengthen the tie between the industry and the academia. You will get an opportunity to see what students are learning, how they are learning, how much they have gained over a period of time. So you will be monitoring the performance and you will be strengthening the tie with the industry. Then industry personnel, they were of the opinion that they need to be involved in the evaluation processes. When a student comes back from the industrial training, then they give seminars or make presentations, their viva voce is taken up. So their industry personnel, under whose supervision the student has undergone the training, he or she may be involved. Then industry also needs to play a proactive role. They need to collaborate with the institution for providing training places, for contributing to the research and development by taking up collaborative research projects, and then they can also set up laboratories and workshops in the institutions. Now this trend is now going on. Pune College of Engineering is one, PST College of Engineering, Coimbatore, Walchand Institute of Technology. They are some of the examples which have taken due benefit from the industry. So industry is coming in a big way to set up centers, laboratories, workshops in the institutions. They also are providing machinery, equipment and tools for strengthening facilities at the institute level. So industry, more industry need to come forward to do this kind of collaborative work. And at the end, I would only say what is the need of the hour is that we need to focus on three components. Hands-on, that means we need to enable the students to acquire practical skills so that they are confident of handling the work when they go to the industry or the world of work. And then minds-on. Minds-on means they are possessing ability to analyze, ability to evaluate, ability to create, or ability to solve problems. So higher level abilities, they are developed among the students. And third thing which is important is sensitizing the students to the needs of the society and the industry. So that you can assure by allowing your students to interact with the community, interact with the industry. You can invite industry to share their problems with the students, with the faculty. And what I said, if you create a data bank of the live problems, student can select problems from those. So this was primarily what major conclusions we could draw on the basis of the panel discussions which have been conducted, organized till date. So friends, now I'll request JCDM Sirsa, if they are able to hear me now, they can introduce the the panelist which they have invited from the industry and request him to share his perceptions regarding the skill gap that exists at present. Over to JCDM College of Engineering. जी हाँ जी, JCDM, are you able to hear me? हाँ जी, परमजीत, are they able to hear me? तो माइक किथे गया? उन्होंने कहा कि कंप्यूटर तो बोलो। सर आप इनबिल्ट माइक से बोल लीजिए rather than using a headset and कुछ की भी। मैम बोलिए प्लीज, आई एम नॉट एबल टू गेट योर ऑडियो।
नहीं मैम, कटिया नहीं। हेलो मैम, ऐसे करिए आप, आपका ना जो इंटरनल माइक अभी आपने चेंज किया है उसकी सेटिंग्स में जाइए, हैंगआउट्स में ना सेंटर में आइकन्स होते हैं, उसमें रेड आइकन है फोन लीव कॉल करने का, उसके साथ में एक है ना फूल जैसा आइकन है सेटिंग्स का, उस पर क्लिक करेंगे ना तो नीचे फर्स्ट नंबर पे वीडियो के ऑप्शन है, सेकंड नंबर पे माइक्रोफोन की है, उसमें जो आपका डिफॉल्ट माइक्रोफोन है ना उसकी जगह और कोई माइक्रोफोन सेलेक्ट करिए, अलग अलग माइक्रोफोन सेलेक्ट करके देखिए आपका कौन सा माइक्रोफोन एक्टिव है, या फिर आप एक्सटर्नल माइक्रोफोन निकाल दें और इंटरनल यूज करें। मैडम उन्होंने इंटरनेट बंद हो गया, मैम पता नहीं।
हेलो
हाँ जी
हेलो
सर,
सर,
अभी ठीक,
आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
अभी ठीक है सर, ठीक है।
हाँ लो सर, लो बात।
Good afternoon, ma'am. It's my immense pleasure to introduce two young, enthusiastic, and dynamic personalities from industry. One is Dr. Anurag Garg. He is graduate from SG College, Chandigarh. He is Masters in Business Administration from Narsi Munshi College. He is Director of Garg Cotton. It's a processing industry. The main product of industry is cotton bills, and the turnover of the company is about 150 crore. About 80-90 employees are there, which are diploma holder as well as BTech. Our next industrialist is Mr. Madhav Garg. He is graduate from DAV College, Chandigarh. He is Masters in Business Administration. He is Director, Garg Insulator Private Limited. His industry's turnover is about 15 crore. They are making insulators of up to 33 kV. His company has employee around 100, which are ITI holders, diploma, and BTech graduates.
Thank you, ma'am, for a brief introduction. Sir, Mr. Madhav Garg and Dr. Anurag Garg, we extend a very hearty welcome to both of you from National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, Chandigarh, and all the participants of the program for attending this program on instructional planning. Sir, we will now request first Dr. Anurag Garg to kindly share his perceptions. What are the gaps that exist and what needs to be done? Over to JCBM.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasant for me to contribute my views over industrialists and young entrepreneurs joining what the industries are expecting from students moving out of the colleges. As per the biodata given to us, as per the records and information extracted from number of institutions, we can very well relate that number of technical schools in India, including engineering college, has actually more than trebled in the last decade, according to the All India Council of Technical Education. And according to the National Employability Report 2011, while India produces 5 lakh engineers annually, only a mini cycle of 3.51% are directly deployed on projects. This is because of the lack of dedication in these technical institutions, and students moving out of these institutions are not so much goal oriented towards their uh, they have no focus what their future plans are, and I believe that the education imparted to them related to the industries and the ongoing technologies in the industrial sector are not having a, therefore the gap between academics and the industry need to be bridged. For this, universities follows a curriculum which does not match the requirements of the industry, which is a major bottleneck in the employment of the students. I would like to highlight some of the shortcomings and some of the problems faced by these industries. What we are actually expecting these institutions to provide us with We have a lot of these industries are facing a problem of unskilled workforce, motivated workers. The attitude of the young people moving out of these institutions is highly egoistic, not goal oriented, and I believe that for them to change their attitude and for them to change their academic curriculum is much important for us to get a good workforce and motivated workers to impart their best in our industries, and would lead to a better development of the Indian economy and would lead to a better growth perspectives, and our GDP would hike. Today, as these elections are going on, the main agenda on these elections are for industrialists, that each and every party, ruling party or upcoming party, they are focusing only on the growth of the industrial sector of our country. And even I believe that if India is an agro-based economy, and turning from that to an industrial sector would lead to much development in our economy, from developing to a developed economy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Garg. And very rightly, you have focused that academia and industry, there exists a gap, and the students who are joining the industry, they are not skilled, they are not motivated, and their attitude is not positive, and thereby what is needed is the good curriculum, and curriculum should reflect the needs of the industry, and students need to be provided knowledge about the ongoing technologies in the industry, and they should be goal oriented. So at present you find that the students are not focused and not goal oriented. Thank you very much for expressing your views. Now we'll request Mr. Madhav Garg to share his views on the theme.
Good afternoon. Today we are here to main discuss that what is the problem in engineers, management students, why can't they actually work on their education and bridge the gap between their education and get that focused in the industry or their job. As per my experience of 10 years in industry, what I have noticed is the students think that they have two modes of their education. After their plus two, they think first is graduation, second is post graduation. But they should be taught, what they should be taught is there are three modes of their education. First is graduation, second is their post graduation, third is when they get into job in some industry or where they get the job. That has to be focused and they have to learn the things over there for 2 years. They don't have to carry their attitude of 5 years of study in their job. The moment they get it done, that they will be more focused, because as an industrialist what we think is the new BTechs, new MBAs, they are not very much interested to learn new things, and they have to go through new things. So we are more interested to get the people who we can train. And the second thing is, when the BTechs and MBAs, their first attitude is, after getting the job we will make our performer that strong profile strong, and after 1 or 2 years when we learn from this industry, we'll immediately shift to the industry salary based. In the education, they should be taught about the loyalty also of the organization, about loyalty of the organization from where they are working. Yes, they should be serious about their salaries, perks, but not 100%. These are the two things I want to tell this, that the mode of education should be not two, graduation and post graduation. They should be three, and they should be loyal for the company from where they are getting the training. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garg. I think you've also again focused on the rapid pace at which the changes are taking place at the workplace, in the technology, and thus a student doesn't only learn at the graduation and post-graduation level, but that willingness to learn, to remain current in the discipline, knowledge, and the technology becomes important. And thereby, we need to provide such kind of exposure to the learner that he acquires that capability of willingness to learn. He becomes an independent learner and always try to remain updated. And at workplace, the things are changing very fast. And second thing which you have, I think we all agree to that, that the commitment or loyalty which you have said, so as the industry person is not to recruit new or young people, but a person stays at least for 5 to 10 years in that company because the industry is also investing in that person by providing him training and bringing to a level whereby he can contribute to that. So loyalty, very rightly said, has to be there. Loyalty to the work, loyalty to the organization. That is important. Thank you very much, sir. We'll come back to you. Now over to Science International College of Engineering and IT, Jaipur. I would request the local coordinator to introduce the panelists and request the panelists. Good
Hello. Yeah, ma'am. Good afternoon.
afternoon. सर अपने साथ पैनलिस्ट हैं कोई anybody which is
Getting
invited from the industry?
hello.
जी सर आपका सुन रहे हैं आवाज आ रही है बोलिए प्लीज
Ma'am, but your speech is getting cutting off.
आप मेरी आवाज
When I am putting my mic,
we
that
are
time
not concerned about your voice right now सर बोलिए आप
okay, ma'am. Good afternoon. This is Dushyant Krishna, Registrar from Science International Institute of Technology. The today topic we have taken and covered most of the points. The youth is facing the problem today in the seeking the employment in the industry. That's a very big issue and the most burning topic of the day. And all these aspects are to be get solved. But the problem is interaction between the private body, that is the industries, and the governing bodies, that is the our technical universities at the state level, state technical education departments, those who are finalizing the curriculum. That's the biggest issue. They are also keenly interested in improving the academic side. They are bringing the right changes in the curriculum also. But till now, it is not practically being affected or implemented in the industry. So the industry people are also facing the same problem. They are not getting implemented. In that regard, today we have invited the chief engineer from the TPNL Jaipur, Rajasthan. So they are also facing, they are in the public sector. So all these public sector and as well as the private sector, they are in the tends to the modernization of the industries. Even in the government departments also there are so many things modernized, but they are also facing the same problem. They are not getting the trained people. And with the industry people, the biggest issue is if they hire the even untrained or the freshers for their industry, they are putting lot of efforts, they are putting heavy investment in their trainings. But the sooner they are getting trained, they are putting the organization, they are joining the others for the sake of the better package, or there are so many other factors also. So it is very good to have these issues, and if you are taking up these issues together with the local bodies, the governing bodies, I think that the problem is going to be solved. I will hand over the mic to the Chief Engineer Service for DL Gupta. He will also put some light on this particular topic. Thank you.
thank you sir
हाँ जी
and you please carry on.
Can you hear me?
Please,
Yes,
we are
हाँ
able
जी,
to
आई
hear
डी
you.
सॉरी।
Nowadays, we have seen that the students coming for summer training, they are not much interested in summer training. They come for a day or two and want to take certificate uh, for full period. And I, in my opinion, the uh, every institute of technical education must be provided with a center of industrial houses so that some basic industrial training may be given to the students. And the final year of all the BTech students or final semester of all the BTech students should be situated in the industry itself or on practical sites of civil engineering such as dams, canals, and large buildings. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I think you have taken up two issues. One is the summer training, and the students are not willing to work for the full time for which they are sent for summer training. And the second is the summer training needs to be for the full semester period so that students can gainfully acquire some of the knowledge and skills which will be needed at the workplace. So thank you very much, sir, for sharing your views on the theme. Now, friends, I would say we start with Sine International first. So if the audience members, the faculty members who are attending the program, they would like to pose the question to the panelists. So over to Sine International. Please go ahead.
मैडम ऑन है।
Sine International.
At our institute also we have initiated, we are trying to implement the same thing. We are asking our students not to go for the such type of training programs where they are getting engaged for only 3 4 days, though it is only for 45 days
रहा था।
training. Hello.
Auntie, please continue. We are able to hear you, sir.
We are also preferring our students to go for the private bodies, those who are really conducting the trainings practically for the 45 days, and they are giving some particular knowledge to the students. And out of that, those things when we are conducting the seminars, that time also we are conducting our students to go for the projects, live projects in those particular fields only where they have done the summer training programs, so that if they are doing these projects and bringing some good output out of these projects, then it will be helpful for them as well as for the industry people also. So whatever Mr. B.L. Gupta sir has also suggested, if the universities at the university level and at the government level, if they consider that 8 semester of the final year BTech students, if they practically undergo the training for whole semester, then it will be better for them as well as better for the academia as well as industries also to get the skilled people readily available with them.
Very well said, sir. I think this is what a good initiative
Yes.
institution, and we hope that other institutions should also work towards, because this is one of the major drawback indicated that students are not confident of handling the practical work, the projects assigned to them, and they lack confidence. And rightly said, the better and the more rigorous training they undergo in the industry, the better they'll be in a position to pick up their desired competences. Any question from the audience now from Science International?
No, ma'am, that's it. Thank you.
No other question is there. But sir, I would like to pose a question. Sir, you have said, very rightly said, that the duration of the training should be increased. The teachers are finding it very difficult when even 1 month training is, the students are sent to the industry and they look for the training places. Not many industry houses, they are coming forward to provide that kind of training. So can you please elaborate on these issues? that when the industry would be accepting these students for a longer duration and providing training, if they're not able to give training only for 1 month. As observer, sir, would you like to respond to this? Can we listen to Mr. Gupta, Mr. Garg, and Dr. Garg at SIRSA? Sir has made a point that the summer training duration should be extended and a full semester. But we as teachers find it difficult to make it available for 1 month. So how can an industry give 6 months training to the students? So can we listen to your views? What needs to be done at the institute level so that students can be there for 6 months in the industry?
Ma'am, my suggestion was at least this training program should be minimum of 3 to 4 months and maximum it should be up to 6 months of the time period.
Fine, sir. We all agree.
And during this, they get some incentives from the respective institutions.
So you have very rightly remarked on that. It should be a longer duration whereby a student acquires the needed skills. But my worry is, if industry is not coming forward for 1 month. How do we go about securing training places for 6 months?
For that, I would like to suggest the industry people, they should come to the college campuses and they should select the appropriate manpower out of the available stuff. And then to those, at least to those persons, to those students, they can provide the training programs and they can give some incentives or the stipend sort of things, promote the training programs so that students will also take interest and the industry will also get the readily available stuff for their further deployment.
Thank you very much, sir. And I would like that all my colleagues should read the report which has been produced by CII and All India Council for Technical Education. And there you will come across the case studies of some of the good institutions which have been able to build partnership with the industry. And the names I have already taken: Pune College of Engineering, TST College, Coimbatore, Walchand Institute of Technology. And we must try to learn and pick up the points from those case studies, how these institutions are able to enhance the employability and are able to have a better collaboration with the industry. And that is, when you read those, you will come to know what actions they have taken and how industry is helping these institutions. Now, over to the teachers. Would you like to pose any questions? Teachers from ETV Studio? Any question? तो मुझे एज ऑब्जर्वर कहते हैं कि आप एज ऑब्जर्वर बहुत को कुछ काम करने की जरूरत ना बस देखो, बल्कि वो लोग तो ट्रेनिंग के गए हैं, उनको प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज ज़्यादा चाहिए। ऑब्जर्वर तो वो लोग क्लास में भी सुनते हैं कि ये जैसे जो हम ऑडियो विजुअल फैक्ट्स उनके अकॉर्डिंग तो पता चल जाता है, तो वहाँ पे प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज चाहिए एज ऑब्जर्वर। I think any industry panelist would like to answer this question, which has come from one of the participants, that in many cases the students are asked to be the observers of the ongoing processes. They are actually not involved in the ongoing processes. So what are the reasons why students are not involved in the ongoing processes? So, may I now request the Chief Engineer, sir, at Science International, or Mr. Garg and Dr. Garg to respond to this question? Mr. Gupta, would you like to respond to this? Okay. Yes. Or Dr. Garg from JCDM, would you like to answer? JCTM, मैम आप आ गई बैठिए. हाँ जी. Ma'am, if Mr. Garg and Dr. Garg are here, can they throw more light on why students who go for training, they are asked to be the observers and not involved in ongoing manufacturing processes?
Ma'am, actually, they are giving a seminar. They are going on a seminar for students for same. So they are not present right now.
Okay, okay, thank you. But I would like to give answer on the basis of the discussions which have been held. The answer was students do not possess the required knowledge and skills. They neither have the knowledge, they not have the essential skills to be involved in the ongoing processes. So industry is a profit-making venture. They would not like to disturb the manufacturing processes so that they face the losses. So that's why they do not involve. So students are mainly observers, except for the computer science and engineering branches, where they have to work on the computer, where everything is safe. So they allow the students to do that. So that means again the problem is with the institution. So we as teachers need to reflect back what can be done so that a student acquires a minimum level of knowledge and skills when he is sent for the training, so that he is or she is acceptable to the world of work. So we need to strengthen our practical work. To रफ तो कराते ही हैं वो रफली इंडस्ट्री के नहीं इंडस्ट्री के पास टाइम नहीं है. There the manpower is employed for producing and there is a deadline given to every industry. They are going to have a turnover of 150 crore का turnover. अगर students को दे देंगे तो वो तो जाएगा नीचे. How can an industry allow a student to do that? I think again the problem comes with institution. क्या मेरा बच्चा इतना सक्षम है कि वो ongoing process में जाके contribute कर सकता है? This is the question which we need to answer. और आप मुझसे एग्री करोगे नहीं, हमारे बच्चे पूरी तरह से तैयार नहीं होते कि वो इंडस्ट्री उसको एक्सेप्ट कर ले. तो ये सवाल हमें अपने से पूछना है, ना कि इंडस्ट्री. So I think we have ETC which has joined with us now. They are networked with us. So sir, अगर कोई इंडस्ट्री से किसी ने ज्वाइन किया है तो kindly introduce the panelist and then request him to share his views with the audience on the theme of the panel discussion.
Sorry ma'am, they cannot come join to us. So Moel sir will coming.
हाँ जी सर है यहाँ पे.
हाँ सर आएंगे अभी जस्ट आएंगे.
अभी आएंगे. Okay. In the meantime, I would request the participating teachers, if they have any question for the panelists. We have Chief Engineer sitting at Sign International and we have the Registrar. They are both with us at Sign International at Jaipur. So over to TTC Jodhpur, if you have any question for the panelists. जी आप कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं with respect to. हाँ जी. जी please.
Good afternoon ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Myself T.R. Rathod from Polytechnic College Jodhpur.
Okay sir, please बोलिए.
Ma'am, my question is that during this program we have gone through the lot of lectures, very interesting lectures. One question is raising in my mind is that a teacher has to plan instructional objectives for the students during a whole semester, and he goes through the syllabus or curriculum given by the particular board, and this curriculum is designed by either the experts or the industrialist.
Yes.
Now the teacher has difficulty to analyze this whole course, whole syllabus, and make the instruction material for the students. Right, ma'am? Now when the students are facing the problem in the industry, why the industries are not taking initiation to make this type of curriculums so that teachers can easily matlab, uh, make the achieve the objectives of the instructions.
Okay. सर आपने जो सवाल रेज किया है, फर्स्ट आई वुड लाइक टू लिसन टू द अदर मेंबर्स एट टीटीसी जो आपने सवाल रखा है. एनी अदर मेंबर वुड लाइक टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू दिस? एनी अदर पार्टिसिपेटिंग टीचर वुड लाइक टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू इट? नहीं. ओके. Any expert from Sign International would like to respond to this question? जी सर बोलिए. सर रजिस्ट्रार सर आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
Yeah, ma'am, this problem will again occur in the system.
Yeah.
Also have to be get trained for those industry-oriented programs to share their knowledge. If the RTU means the technical university at the state level, they are introducing, even if they are accepting the last semester to be in the industries, but the students are to be trained well before that last semester also to get selected for that particular industry so that they can further get trained. So at least the primary knowledge, the basic knowledge or the basic concepts to get selected for those industries, it is very much essential. And for that, the trained staff or the trained teachers are certainly required at the institute level also. For that, we can also means at your end you can also, and as it is, you are including so many training programs at NITTR also, at Chandigarh, and through video conferencing also. You are conducting so many modules. If the teachers are practically participating in that and learning the process, it will be of great help to those teachers as well as for the students also to get industry prepared environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for valuable comments on the question which was raised. Friend at TTC Jodhpur, I would only say the curriculum design is not the process which is taken up by the industry. The curriculum is designed by the universities or the boards of technical education in collaboration with the industry. So what is needed is we as teachers who are involved in the process of curriculum design as the members of the board or as the board of studies at universities, they need to try to enlist the subjects as per the changing environment in the industry and the technological changes as well as the socio-cultural changes which are taking place. So the curriculum, if designed on a scientific basis, will start with what kind of the manpower requirements are there, what are the competences which are needed by the people who are working at different positions in the industry. From there we evolve what knowledge, skills and attitudes are expected of the people working at different positions. So competency profiles would lead to identification of subjects, and then those subjects, keeping in view the latest developments in the knowledge, skills and attitudes or the technological changes, if we try to scientifically design the curriculum, then it will be easier for us to achieve the objectives. But lot depends upon the instructional processes. What goes into the classrooms, labs, workshop, project work, that will determine whether we are able to achieve the objectives or not. And very rightly, sir has said that the teachers who are the backbone of any education system, if they are in place, they are competent and they are knowledgeable, then certainly we can enhance the quality of instruction in the institutions. And if we are able to do that, we'll be able to achieve our instructional objectives. But there are a number of other problems, like at present, we find that not many students, as said by the industry people, they're not focused. They are not goal oriented. They are only coming to the institution for earning a degree or a diploma. But again, I go back. I say as a teacher, I need to reflect what is it that is causing a problem. Maybe my lecture is not motivating, arousing the necessary curiosity among the students that they would like to miss. I'm using a book which is available to the student. I'm teaching the same thing, and I'm not doing anything extra which a student cannot get from the book. So what is needed is, as a teacher, I need to pay attention to my style of teaching, the events of instruction which I embed in my teaching. So you start with, how can you make your lectures so interesting that none of the student would like to miss your class? And I'm very sure as students we have done that. There were many good teachers. There were teachers, we never tried to miss a class, even a single class, because we knew that otherwise we'll not be able to understand the topic and will not be able to do justice to the topic. So I think that kind of a seriousness, commitment has to come from our side also, and then the support has to come from the administration and the management. That is what I feel. More responsibility lies on the teachers themselves, right? Do you agree with me, the participants here? Okay, so others are able to hear me?
Everybody is good.
जी हाँ जी sir, बोलिए please. Any other question we have from JCT College of Engineering? Any other member would like to pose a question?
Ma'am, we are always talking about the brainstorming. Why the industry and the institutes are not working on this kind of tool, brainstorming, and having a fair interaction with the institute and industry, so that the advancement and the new technological points and depth of the materials can be incorporated to the syllabus, so that when students go into the industry, they don't have the advancement and everything. Why brainstorming is not used in interaction with the industry? This is actually, that was my question.
The question, if I have correctly understood, is industry is always moving ahead,
Yeah,
and institutions are not able to keep pace with those changes. This
right,
is the question.
right, ma'am.
Is this the question?
Yeah, yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, इसके लिए भी now there has been deliberation in the previous panel discussions, and it has been said that there is a need for forecasting the technology. There are TIFICs in the country, that is Technology Information Forecasting committees, which have been constituted. And what we need to do is that we should have a subject or discipline specific forecasting committees or the councils who can project what will be the technology in place after 4 to 5 years, so that the technology which is likely to be placed in 5 years, that gets integrated into the syllabus when you are designing it, so that by the time the student pass out from the technical institution, he is knowledgeable about that technology which is in place. Projection may not be 100% correct, but there are chances that we'll be correct up to 60 to 70%. So I think we should make a beginning, that we should have a thinking think tank in the form of technology information forecasting committees, and who try to give the forecasting for the technology which will be in place after 4 to 5 years or 10 years, and then accordingly we design our curricula including the latest trends which will be in vogue at that particular point of time. Ji sir.
Ma'am, Moel Saab and Jalandhar Saab have joined us.
Okay, sir, good afternoon and welcome to the panel discussion. Sir, we would like to listen to your views on the theme. So over to you, sir, Mr. Moyal.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
Uh, in classroom instructions, we should have our planning in such a way that the concept, the basic concept goes into the mind of the students. Later on, the students can develop on those concepts himself also. But if the concepts are not clear, the technical subjects become a boredom. So I feel we should have such plans in our mind to in the mind when we go for teaching, that the concepts become clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And this is very much in tune with the drawback pointed out by the industry personnel, that the students lack the fundamental knowledge of concepts, principles, basic terminology. And if we can clear the fundamentals of any subject, then the further learning can be done by the students on his own. So we should try to clarify the basic fundamentals, and concepts must be clarified to the folk. Okay, thank you very much, sir. So we have Mr. अदर कौन आपके साथ आए हैं, उनसे भी रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि वो भी अपने व्यूज, मिस्टर सीताराम प्लीज आप भी अपने व्यूज एक्सप्रेस कीजिए.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
Actually, in designing in planning the instructional material and all things, we should consider the industry practical also. We are not using the we are not using the training, practical training betterly, because the industries are not interested to give the training to the student. That is the main problem. If we can provide, we can make the lesson plan, we can make all things better. Theoretically, we can explain all things, but in practice, that is the main problem, that we cannot explain the all real industrial aspect. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So ये अगर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं तो इसका रीजन क्या है?
The reason is that the industrial persons are not interested in this. The input to the industries are very much, and they require less persons. That is the main problem.
Okay, so आपका ये कहना है कि industry is not coming forward and they are not giving training, they are not joining hands with the academia to offer the practical training and the practical aspects to the student. तो सर अगर ये सिनेरियो चलता रहे तो फिर डॉक्टर पुनिया जो आंसर देते होते हैं, मैं उस पर वापस आ जाती हूँ. उनका ये कहना है कि व्हाई नॉट इंस्टीट्यूट्स बिकम सेल्फ सफिशिएंट by creating that kind of environment at the institute level. हमारी labs और workshops ही इतनी अच्छी हों कि हम बच्चों को पूरी ढंग की training, practical training दे पाएं as per the requirements of the industry. तो उसके लिए एक बहुत जो आज बात कर रहे थे कि हर institution को 2 करोड़ रुपए, जो कि हमारे जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी टेल कल हमारे साथ थे, उन्होंने भी उस चीज पे फोकस किया है. Strengthening of the polytechnics, which is a scheme which has been launched, and 2 crore rupees have been given to each institution. तो क्यों नहीं हम अपने labs और workshops को इतना strengthen करें कि जो requirement है curriculum की और जो अच्छे से अच्छा हम बच्चों के लिए कर सकते हैं वैसे उस तरह की training हम उनको provide करें. So any other question from TTC Jodhpur?
No, ma'am. Okay, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any question from JCDM? मैम कोई और क्वेश्चन है? आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही मैम. मैम नहीं आ रही आपकी आवाज.
Hello. Now you are getting me?
Now it's okay, ma'am. हाँ जी बोलिए.
The main question is that the curriculum which we are following is not up to date. That was made many years ago, and that is not convenient for students to bridge the gap between academic, not even for academician to bridge the things between industry and the classroom. We are not teaching anything that is required in the industry. We are teaching just the curriculum given to us by university. हम आंख मीच के जस्ट ब्लाइंडली हम उसको फॉलो कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि वो सिलेबस पूरा करना जरूरी है, एग्जाम होगा, सब कुछ होगा, बट दैट इज नॉट द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ इंडस्ट्री विद, और उसके अकॉर्डिंग कैरिकुलम में भी चेंजेस होने चाहिए।
मैम
तो
आप, हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, कंटिन्यू मैम।
तो ये चीज इस पे जैसे कि हम टीचर्स के लिए है कि NITTT टीचर्स को कहता है कि इस तरह से पढ़ाओ, इस तरह से इवेल्यूएशन हो, इस तरह से क्वेश्चन हो, तो इस तरह से कैरिकुलम का भी थ्रू आउट द मैं कह रही हूँ कि थ्रू आउट कंट्री ये चेंज होता रहना चाहिए, अप टू डेट होना चाहिए। कुछ भी चीज जो अब चल रही है वो हम करवा ही नहीं रहे, बिल्कुल ऑब्सलीट हो चुकी है, एंड वी आर डूइंग इट।
मैम आपने बिल्कुल ठीक कहा है, और अगर आपने ये जो प्रेजेंटेशन मैंने दी थी, व्हाट वी कुड ड्रॉ ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द पैनल डिस्कशन, सबसे पहला पॉइंट ही उन्होंने ये रखा था कि करिकुलम आपके ऑब्सोलीट है, और स्पेशली द करिकुलम विच हैव बीन डिजाइंड बाय द यूनिवर्सिटीज, क्योंकि 5-7 साल निकाल दिए जाते हैं टू रिवाइज द करिकुलम, और अगर हम उसको चेंज नहीं कर पाते ऑन अ कंटिन्यूअस बेसिस, certainly the problem is with us. That means the people who are involved as members of board of studies, they are not doing justice. And उसके लिए एक robust feedback mechanism system होना चाहिए, that may be at the institute level, आप alumni से लें, teachers से लें, HOD से लें, and then industry से feedback लेके you try to revise your curriculum. तो आपकी बात से मैं बिल्कुल सहमत हूँ कि करिकुलम जो है उसकी रिवीजन शुड बी ऑन अ कंटिन्यूअस बेसिस, एंड एवरी 1 or 2 years देयर शुड बी चेंज इन द करिकुलम। बिल्कुल आपने बिल्कुल ठीक कहा है इस चीज को, एंड देयर इज नो नीड फॉर द टीचर टू ब्लाइंडली फॉलो द करिकुलम। हम करते हैं बट देयर इज नो नीड। अब देखिए AICT ने एक कॉन्सेप्ट का है बियॉन्ड द करिकुलम, तो अगर एक टीचर करंट डेवलपमेंट से, करंट टेक्नोलॉजी से वाकिफ है, he needs to tell or orient the students towards the technological changes and the discipline changes which have taken place. So beyond the curriculum भी जाने की जरूरत है। एंड एक चीज मैं अपनी ओर से कहना चाहूंगी कि अपने पास एट प्रेजेंट अगर 50 to 60 स्टूडेंट्स इन द क्लास हैं, दे आर रिसोर्स। आज आपके पास इंटरनेट उपलब्ध है और हर बच्चा इंटरनेट को यूज करता है, तो क्यों नहीं हम उनकी ये जो कैपेबिलिटी है उसको यूज करें और उन्हें ये बोलें कि ये हम टॉपिक पढ़ने जा रहे हैं, आप इसको एक बार सर्च करके आइएगा और उसमें जो बेसिक चीजें आपकी हैं वो देख के आइएगा क्या क्या है, या इसमें लेटेस्ट क्या आया है, या जर्नल्स आपके जो लाइब्रेरी में आते हैं, या ऑनलाइन जर्नल्स विच आर अवेलेबल। IEEE के सारे जर्नल्स आजकल आपको ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल है। सो अगर टीचर अपने आप को करंट रखता है तो ही कैन ऑलवेज इन्वॉल्व स्टूडेंट्स इन दिस काइंड ऑफ एक्टिविटी वेयर बाय द लेटेस्ट नॉलेज इज गैदर्ड by the students from the internet, then the teacher supplements that after discussion by the student. So अगर आपके 60 students हैं, maybe 30 to 40 new things would come out from that if you train your students to go for latest things which are happening in the area of mechatronics or electronics or computer science, and so say database management. So what is it that is latest thing which has come in the database management? What new hardware software is there which can be utilized? So I think you can capitalize on the strength of your students also. So anything else? Any other member would like to speak, sir? Ma'am, from JCTM?
No ma'am, thank you.
No, okay. Sign International. Is there any question from the audience?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
No other question? Or apna TTC Jodhpur? None. And then we have IET Alwar. Are they with us? हाँ जी सर, ऐसा है कि this is a issue which has been debated over a period of time. Many things which we have discussed today are not new things. These drawbacks have been pointed out by number of surveys, by number of studies at different fora. These questions have been taken up and suggestions have been coming forth from different fora. Now what is happening is What we at present need is a very strong willpower at the highest level to bring change into the technical education system. And this would require administrative support and commitment and resourcefulness on the part of the teachers to implement those ideas. And we need to join hands with each other. The industry is ultimately the beneficiary of the trained manpower. So they need to also own the responsibility and they need to come forward. And again, I am urging all the teachers to please read that report of CII and AICTE, and that is freely downloadable from the CII website. So please download that report. You will come across number of innovative ideas which have been tried. I'm just referring to one which I heard at VOSA, the VOSA 2014, which was held in New Delhi in the month of March. They have used a twinning system where the industry, when they select the students for training places, and then they give the campus placement to them. When the students are in the third year, they are selected. Then the industry, in consultation with the head of the department and the faculty of the institute, try to select the optional subject for the student for fourth year. And then industry personnel, they are putting in effort to come to the institute to train those students who have been selected in those specializations. And ultimately, this industry is getting a job ready student who can be given assignment projects when they join. So this effort, this project has been tried out by the TCS. So I think we need to look into these kinds of initiatives which are in place, and we need to emulate the best practices. And these best practices you can find at NPIU site, also at AICTE and CII. Please look into what new things are happening in the technical education system and how the academia and industry, they are coming together to enhance the employability of the students. I think we, if are determined to bring a change, will be able to bring a change and provide a better conducive environment to our students in technical institutions so that they can either be gainfully employed or they can start their own small ventures whereby they can generate employment in the society. So with these words, I would like to thank the panelists, Mr. Garg, Dr. Garg, Mr. Gupta, and Registrar at Sign International, Mr. Moyal and Mr. Sitaram at TTC Jodhpur, and all the participating teachers who have participated in the panel discussion this afternoon from 2 to 4 at their respective centers. Maybe this theme is repeated over a period of time, but I would say this is the relevant theme which will not end unless and until something concrete, something potential is achieved at the institute level. So with these words, I thank one and all, and I go with the hope that some of the things which are within our purview, those will be implemented by the teachers, and those which are in the purview of the principals, heads of department, or the managing committees, they will take care of those things, and the universities must take care of the curriculum designing component whereby a very relevant, appropriate, context-specific curriculum gets prescribed for the diploma as well as the degree level programs being offered by technical institutions. So thank you one and all, and thank you all the technical supporting staff who have been working at the nodal centers at the ETV studio, providing support and ensuring the connectivity, though we do not have control on many factors. But I think at least by using the Google Hangout, we have been able to have a very fruitful interaction during the panel discussion. So thank you very much. See you tomorrow at 9:30 for the last day sessions which have been scheduled. So we have very two important sessions, one on setting question papers, another on developing lesson plans. And I would request all the centers that tomorrow at 1 o'clock we'll go for the valediction of the program. Tomorrow is Friday, na? So we'll go for the valediction at 1 o'clock and finish by 2 o'clock, and after that we can disperse for lunch. So thank you one and all. See you tomorrow at 9:30. लगा ही रहे हो ताली तो अच्छे से लगा दो भैया